You guys have to know this. Welcome to Derry Season 1 has finally reached its finale, and this episode is full of connecting threads that link directly to the next It movies. In this episode, It rises from his hibernation after the magical seal is burned by General Schaffer. The moment he wakes up, he blankets Derry in a thick fog, spreading fear and attacking the town, eventually kidnapping children from Derry School. They aren't killed immediately but kidnapped because missing children create mass panic and trauma. And that is exactly what makes their flesh taste delicious to Pennywise. Here it finally speaks his true identity, the Eater of Worlds, a cosmic entity that moves from one world to another, eating fear and then leaving. To him, Derry is just a farm where fear is planted and harvested. This episode also confirms one crucial thing. It lives in a linear timeline, no time travel, but he can see time like looking at one big photograph. Proof? When he talks to Marge Truman, Pennywise calls her by the name Margaret Tozier and says that one day Marge will have a son named Richie Tozier, who in the future will kill him. This clearly refers to the movie It Chapter 2, where Richie Tozier is one of the Losers Club members who defeats Pennywise. Because of this, Pennywise terrorizes Marge relentlessly intending to kill her, so Richie is never born, and Pennywise won't die in the future. From this we understand it isn't just hunting kids, he hunts their roots, parents, families, and the bloodlines that will birth his enemies. Dick Hallorann's shining here is insane. Without Dick, Marge might have died, Richie would never be born, and in It Chapter 2, Pennywise wouldn't die. Dick also saved Will Hanlon from the Black Spot fire earlier, the man who becomes the father of Mike Hanlon in the IT movies. Without Dick, Richie Tozier and Mike Hanlon wouldn't exist, and Pennywise would be invincible. In this episode, we see it forced to sleep again, using the fragment found by Lily in episode 5. This moment is emotional because Rich appears as a spirit, helping Lily, and the others force it back into hibernation. The story ends jumping to the year 1988, right before Pennywise wakes up again. We are shown little Beverly Marsh witnessing her mother, Elfrida Marsh, commit suicide in a mental asylum. This isn't a coincidence, it's Pennywise's way of planting trauma early, long before the terror begins. This scene confirms that this trauma is what shapes Alvin Marsh into the abusive and possessive father we see in the 2017 It movie. Everything closes with the appearance of an aged Ingrid, her mind destroyed by exposure to the Deadlights. She comes, sees little Beverly crying, smiles and says, "In Derry, no one ever really dies, because trauma always lives and is passed down." This brief meeting is what plants Ingrid's face in Beverly's memory. It explains why, in Chapter 2, it uses the form of Ingrid to force adult Beverly to remember the worst day of her life. This episode also gives a strong foundation for the Hanlon family. Leroy Hanlon chooses to stay in Derry to guard the town's memories and its dark history. That is where Mike Hanlon's lineage is formed, explaining why in Chapter 2, Mike is the only Losers Club member who stayed in Derry because his family is positioned as the keepers of the town's horror memories. Meanwhile, Dick Hallorann decides to leave for London to work as a chef. He goes from a military cook to a professional hotel chef, and this is the start of the journey that will eventually lead Dick to the Overlook Hotel in The Shining.